Yo, welcome to episode 8 of the 910 Voice Pod. I'm your host, D Davis, joined by co-host T Dub. How you doing, man? How you doing?
Good, bro. It's good. Doing good.
Shout out to AD for the mic. Testing 1 2 1 2.
I need to give me a little mic. Need to give me a little mic, bro. I'm my beast, but I need to give me a little mic.
Hey, I see it. Basically, for this first part, man, a little late with it, but it's all good. Better late than never. We're gonna knock out round 2 recap. We'll go ahead and just jump right into it. Pacers beat the Cavs in 5. Pacers won by 9, 2, 20, and 9. The Cavs are who we thought we are, T-Dub. The Cavs are who we thought they were. We would both had the Pacers winning this series for different reasons. I thought the Pacers had a good team. I thought the Cavs was very overrated. Like I said, the last 50 games of the regular season, they was basically the same team. Cleveland was 36-14. Indiana was 35-15. What is your thoughts on the Cavs? Is this a story of injuries, or is this a story of the Pacers being a better team?
I can't blame it on injuries. I think we touched on it briefly before, but I can't blame it on injuries, but simply because I know in the first two games Cleveland had like double digit leads. Like was it the first two games or was there a game in there split? I don't know. But I know there was a couple of games where Darius Garland uh and I know the second game when Company was hurt, they had double digit leads, so I can't really blame that on injuries. Like y'all, they just lost the ball game because I mean, as simple as like, all right, if you got your players in, you up by 20, they walk you down still. I don't know, or like, do you even get up 20? I can't blame that on injuries. I just think that the Pacers just came in and played like the better team. They just wanted it more. It's just simple as because like they just didn't give up. They showed great determination, bro. They just wanted it more. And Cleveland honestly don't know the direction when you go for the team. Like, I know you said you don't think like they should like blow it up or whatever. And that is partly because they had injuries towards the end of the season. 64 wins. I don't know if they got contracts coming up or not. No, because
The core four is under contract. So Mobley, Garland, Mitchell, and Allen would all be there next year and
okay,
the year after that.
okay, cool. Well, I mean, they still got a window, but honestly, as far as them making noise or even like getting to and winning the finals, I can't really see that happening because this offseason, like not Cleveland, but it's going to be a lot of big moves this offseason. So I don't know. Cleveland in a weird spot. I think they'll still be a good regular season team though. I'm not going to take that away from you. So that's that.
Yeah, I think they'll still be a top 3 team in the East next year.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought they would have lost to the Knicks. I thought they would have lost to Boston. They could win 70 games next year, but I still gonna take them other 3 teams before them in the Eastern Conference next year. So.
So you were taking the Knicks and Boston over them, and the Pacers, or the Pacers it would just
Oh no, the Pacers for sure. The Pacers were my pick before they played game 1.
okay. All right. Well, there you
We'll move to that second series. Tough series for myself, Malachi, friend of the podcast. New York beat the Celtics in 6 games. Boston was up 20 points the first 5 games of the series and won 2. T-Dub jinxed us by saying Celtics in 4. I'm gonna look at the camera directly and say this. I strongly believe if Boston wasn't fooling around those first 2 games, Tatum would never tore his Achilles because he would never have to play as hard as he did in what was it? I think game 4 when he tore it. Yeah, because like in game 4, Tatum was having one of those games where he was about to have like an all-time game. He had like 41, 42 before he tore his Achilles. Brutal series for the Celtics. But in saying that, I have family that's in New York. I have friends from New York. Great win by the Knicks, man. Go New York. Brutal loss for the Celtics, man. Brutal loss.
I'm gonna be honest. As we all know, I'm not a Celtics fan. Like you said, tough loss for him, and good for the five Malachi. But I had the Celtics winning in 4. Obviously, I'm not familiar with the Celtics' work. Game told me they wasn't gonna win in 4. He had them winning the series, but he said they wasn't winning in 4. Nobody can convince me though that they shouldn't have won in 4 because bro.
They were up 20 points every game. Every game they was up 20 points.
I've the numbers on the teams that have came back from like down like that amount of double digits, like I think the Pacers and the Knicks, I don't know, like 4 or 5 out of 6 of the wins there's been games like this, and this all happened this year. Like there's absolutely no reason the Celtics lose the first 2 games for sure. Just it's just bad. Yeah, like he said, I don't know, maybe they wasn't playing around with their food. Tatum's still in the series, you know, That's just a tough loss for Boston, like regardless, because like now y'all don't even have Tatum for the next year. I heard that Kristaps Porzingis not coming back.
Yeah, we'll speak on that at a later time, but that is it's a brutal loss for multiple reasons. Brutal loss for multiple reasons for the Celtics.
Yeah, this
Brutal
oof,
loss.
that hurts.
We head to the Western Conference. Minnesota Timberwolves. Golden State wins Game 1 by 11, then proceeds to lose 4 straight. Was this? What's your thoughts on this series, man? What's your thoughts on this? I mean, Minnesota, obviously, we've been wrong about it twice now, and we'll see in the second half of this video. We're gonna be wrong 3 times, but
I'm not gonna say that Minnesota only won because Steph was hurt, but I will say that Golden State not having Steph showed. Like, I mean, I'm obviously he's their best player. Like, I mean, that's. But
0 for 1 in games Steph played in. By the way, 0 for 1. Hey,
no, 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 no.
when Steph played, Minnesota didn't beat him. Minnesota did not beat him.
Yeah, yeah. But okay, because I don't want to be that guy like that everybody's like,
Beat
oh, like
him.
here.
Be the guy. Own it. They was undefeated against the Wolves when Steph played. hey, hey.
All I know is if Steph was playing, and y'all can go and look up some clips. Anthony Edwards was on the court, and he was talking to Gary Payton, the Gary Payton Jr. He was like, or Gary Payton the second, whatever you want to call him. He was like, yeah, like I know y'all trying to get a game so y'all can get Wardell back. So I think he was saying that. I mean, Ant be talking his shit, but like I think he knows like if Steph was on the court, like I mean, I think he even tweeted or something like that. Like he said, like it's bittersweet that we beat the Warriors without Steph because like hell, who knows that we may be the ones that's down 3-1 or lost 4-1 right now. Yeah, that's a real thing. Like Steph is that much of a difference maker. So kudos to the greatness of Steph, but like I'm actually disappointed that Jimmy Butler couldn't get us a game. I felt like maybe he might have been hurt. I don't know, but I mean I'm not gonna make excuses for him because he was out there playing. In reality, like if you're on the court, you're supposed to be performing. So I'm not gonna say like, oh, he was hurt. I thought that Jimmy Butler, like, this is why they gave you $60 million a year. Like, come on, my boy. Like, you get us a game, playoff Jimmy. He had a game where he took like 9 shots. That's ridiculous. Like, we looking at Jonathan Kuminga and Brandon Podge to get us games.
Jonathan Kuminga, though, he may have made himself some money in them last 4 games in that series.
Yeah, I think he made himself some money.
Made himself some money. It's,
added some trade value.
Somebody's gonna buy the bait on this guy playing good for 4 games, not questioning why he was benched in Game 1 and he wasn't really playing that much in the Houston series, where Golden State badly needed athleticism. We'll touch on that last series. They went to Game 7. Oklahoma City beat the Nuggets. If the Nuggets had a better bench, there's a real world where the Nuggets could be playing the Timberwolves right now, but they don't, so they lost.
I'm about to say that now. This is granted, health could also be considered a factor in this too. But damn, it's really this offseason has really kind of been boiling down to like who's healthier in a sense. But I mean that's kind of how every not offseason, that's kind of how every postseason go. Like who can remain the healthiest, man? It just is what it is. Like I kind of figured like when Aaron Gordon went down with that great. I don't even know how bro played in Game 7, bro.
Pain shots. Pain shots to the ass. Pain shots to the ass, man.
But he played in Game 7.
Strong Toradol, man. Strong Toradol.
But you could tell, like, that they said it was a grade 2 hamstring strain, and they tried to hide him on defense, like, by running the zone, but it was bad. It was bad. He was a non-factor. And I know he wanted to play because he didn't want to let his team down, but hell, I think that it might have hurt them having him on the court because they tried to hide him on defense by running the zone, and they just got picked apart. It just went from bad to worse. And then Michael Porter Jr., I don't know what he was doing all series. I mean, but he was hurt all series as well. So it's just. But yo, man, congratulations on that 3-year supermax that he finna get. Well deserved. Well deserved. Bro was the best player in the league. And David Melichai said that if that man didn't score 50, they was going home. He didn't score 50, they went home.
He is scoring 50. He is scoring 50, man. And I'm going to say this, too. Like the Warriors of Tyrese Halliburton, the healthier team wins in the playoffs. Nuggets banged up. Celtics banged up. Golden State banged up. All in Cancun, man. Terrible, terrible luck for injuries. But I don't know, man. I'll say this, too. And we're going to touch on this in part 2 as well. But Denver taking Oklahoma City to 7 games with basically 6 guys. It's not nothing.
That's not nothing. I was honestly, I was scared because I had OKC winning in 5 or 6.
Mind you, Denver was up in Game 7, 21-10 in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's not a lot of points. Actually, like, look at this other series.
I
it's
mean,
still
and
just
then
like, they came
it's a
back. What's
game of
up, man?
runs. It's a game of runs. So first quarter, but still, that's not nothing. That's not nothing. Like, I mean, reality of like, if they would have been able to keep executing what they was executing from the beginning of the game, they would have just went on to win the game. Okay, see, they kind of mixed it up when they put my boy Caruso in the game and just gave Jokic some different looks on defense, kind of bothered him a little bit. And then it just kind of went downhill from there. Like Jokic didn't play bad though. Jokic, he did not have one bad game. He just didn't have amazing games every single game. And that's why they lost because they was banged up. Like bro, like literally needed to be perfect. It kind of give me like vibes like Joe Burrow, like with Cincinnati. Like if he's not perfect, like they gonna lose, and that's a lot to ask from anybody.
Good round two, though. Really good
Yeah,
round two. Decent round two. I mean, two series was over in 5 games. One ended in 6, and one ended
yeah.
in 7. So,
Don't be.
it felt, looking back at it, it felt better in the moment than what we actually got in retrospect. Maybe not. That's going to wrap up part 1. We're going to be right back with part 2. Part 2, just going to go over semi predictions midway through the conference finals and then talk about some of the best players from round 2. Be right back.